Hey guys, we made it to the tube. Are we so excited? Cause I'm nervous. Well, okay. I don't know. Do we just get into it? I feel like we should just get into it. So last week there were a few messages that I got on TST through Instagram that I wanted to save for YouTube. So let's go. Seeing a guy for a few weeks, his ex still has his pictures on her Instagram. Is that concerning? So I hate always playing devil's advocate because I normally do. And like that's G with like a level head. Like I always try to see both sides. But if I was in that position, like I would probably flip my shit. Only like I personally, if we're not dating anymore, one, I'm probably not even gonna post you. Two, it's like if I am gonna be posting my man and we're not dating anymore, like you're out, you're gone, clipped.
Oh no, you're done.
You're just not gonna be on my page anymore. That's how I move on, out of sight, out of mind. Like I don't need any reminders. I don't need people to see or question or like wonder, like just know, like we have no association to each other anymore. So that's just me. But then on the flip side, it's like I know somebody who's close to me that is full on single, but still has like their relationship on their Instagram and they're not like popping on the gram or anything. And so like maybe, I don't know if that ever matters or not, but I think it's more so the principle where, I don't know. I told him, I'm like, take that shit down. Like, why do you still have that up? What's the purpose? Oh, she has mine up. Well, then like one of you need to make the move, you know? Like I've learned something in the past that said, the game stops playing once you stop playing. And like one of you needs to take the initiative to move on from that situation. I'm going on a big tangent, but would I be concerned as the new girl talking to a guy whose ex still has their images like all over Instagram? I wouldn't like it. I would make sure I'm asking the necessary questions to him as like, are you guys really broken up? Because a lot of guys act like they're single, and we know this. If you've tuned into TST for all these fucking years, you'll know that these guys can literally live like double, triple lives. I don't know who has the time, the energy, or anything like that, but yeah, ask the necessary questions. If you and your man are like super locked in and she's still in Delulu land, then like we can just let her be in Delulu land. But I know I'd be sick if I knew that there was pictures of my man and their ex still like on Instagram. I'd just be like, what the fuck? That's just weird. But that's also, I don't know. You've been seeing him for a few weeks. Only a few weeks. I need to know like when did they break up? How long they've been broken up? How long they've been together? Yeah. I really would just feel him out and see where it goes. It's still new. And yeah, just kind of, I don't know, keep your guard up just a little bit. I always say keep your guard up just a little bit no matter what. Because protecting yourself and your heart should be number one. But I don't want you to start making up these stories in your head because we don't know anything for fact, like, you know, like concrete. So like I said, ask the necessary questions and monitor that shit. Because if there's anything new, then you know where you stand in his life, because things can start to get tricky. I love this one. Is it wrong to go on dates or entertain others when my ex is still heavy on my mind? I don't think it's wrong. I think you're single. I think you're exploring, you're maybe distracting yourself or trying to distract yourself. It's all about the intention behind doing what you're doing. I've never been the type to just go on dates. Like, I know some people are just like serial first daters, and I personally can't do that. I'm very like laid back with things where I don't know. Like, once it becomes like too like first datey or going on dates, I'm just like, eh. So I just, let's just like walk the dogs together or something like that. Like, that's a date for me. But I also don't think you're wrong for doing that. Obviously, I don't know how your relationship was. I don't know how it went. I don't know why you broke up. I don't know like the circumstances behind it. But regardless, I think the energy around that is you trying to cope with something and trying to move on from maybe a situation you had. And I say just make sure you're going about it in a way that's true to yourself. There was one point in time when I was fresh out of a breakup and I was just distracting myself. Like, I was going out, I was drinking, I was partying. I wasn't like doing anything with anybody, but like I was very much just out and about, because if I was out, I was being distracted and I didn't have to be home thinking about whatever the fuck that was. So, and then it came to a point where that got really old and I had to sit with myself and be like, what am I doing? I had to really check myself and be like, gee, why are you wilding out like this? Drinking and partying and going out and just being off your shit is just not who you are. So like, let's figure out what you need to move on from this. And yeah, I figured that out for myself. But I do believe going out in moderation and like meeting new people is something that you should be doing. If you're single, date around. Doesn't mean you have to sleep with everybody, but I wish I was the type to have met and gone on dates more when I was a bit younger, because then I feel like I would have more I don't know, more insight or more experience on what earlier in my 20s, where I would know what I want, and I'd be more clear on what I do like, what I don't like, what I want in somebody, what I don't want in somebody, what I am willing to compromise on, what I'm not willing to compromise on. And I think had I done that sooner, it would have cut out a lot of bullshit for me in my, adult relationships. But yeah, anytime you experience somebody, they take a piece of you and you take on a piece of them, and they're always going to be a part of your story and your journey. So to think about them, and if they're heavily on your mind, that's fine. Like, I find that very normal. I still go through waves of, oh shit, and I think back on things all the time. Maybe it's fucked up, but I could be around somebody and they'll do something that remind me of somebody else, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, okay. And then you think of that person, and it's just natural. You're a human. I don't think you're doing anything wrong or abnormal. Like I said, make sure the intention is there, and make sure you're always staying true to yourself and doing things because you chose to do that, and like you did that because you wanted to. And at the end of the day, I don't believe you'll ever regret anything, because it's what you wanted to do in that moment. And I know that's cliche, but it's so fucking true. So yeah, date around, meet new people, But like I said, just stay true to yourself in the process. And healing is not linear. Healing is a clusterfuck of fuckery. So if you have a day where you're just like really down bad and you're like, oh my God, I thought I would be over this by now. And you know, like it's fine if you're not, but go meet new people. Have fun doing it too. Enjoy yourself. How do you know your intuition is telling you to get away from situations that no longer serves? How do I know it's my intuition? I feel like you're maybe asking like, how do I know it's my intuition versus me just overthinking? And something that I really use as a navigation tool when going through certain things in my life that might not be like a romantic situation. It could just literally be anything. It could be choosing to partner up with a brand, or choosing an agency to work with, or it could be choosing, it's literally just anything. Or like, sure, a relationship, or like entertaining somebody. Like I use this where if I feel it in my body, and if my body reacts to something, and if I feel like it in my gut, because you need to trust your gut. If you feel it in your gut, it's almost 99.9% right. So if you're getting that feeling of, ooh, you know, I don't know if this probably isn't going to be a good idea, like it starts to kind of like take your breath away. You feel like heavy on your chest and you start to get like a very weird feeling. Trust that. If you feel in your gut that you're excited and it's this like overwhelming joy of like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this, fucking trust that. Whereas when you overthink, it's all in your head. You'll start thinking yourself into these moods, and you'll start thinking yourself out of these moods, or you'll start making up these stories in your head that haven't even happened yet. It's just all foreshadowing. Is foreshadowing even the word? I don't know. But like, you're just gonna start thinking about shit that's not even real, that didn't even happen yet. You know? So for me, I know it's intuition when my body tells me what's going on, where I just have this like this knowing of I felt this way, and I'm gonna stand on this, and that's that. Whereas I know when I overthink, when I'm just sitting there and I'm like I'm making up this shit in my head that didn't even happen. And half the time when you just actually go with your gut, you just feel so much fucking better. It's like, wow, always trust your first instinct, because it's almost always right. You need to just start trusting yourself a bit more. There was a really long time where I wouldn't trust myself, or I knew, but I would go against myself all the time. And it was immediate regret. Once things actually panned out, I'd be like, wow, why didn't I just listen to myself sooner? Or why didn't I do that sooner? Or why did I listen to their opinion over my own? Like, you really need to start trusting yourself more. And a lot of times we know the answer to the questions already, but we just want an outside source to confirm it. And you're going to take whatever they say as confirmation. So if there's a situation where, oh, I'm dating this guy, he doesn't treat me great, but you know, I'm comfortable because it's all I know. If you're asking somebody else that, and they're like, well, if he's not treating you right, why? Like, oh, but I'll be taken care of forever. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, okay, then fuck it then. And that's just gonna be like, okay, see, exactly. Like, that was just like a slight, like, that was a confirmation that wasn't good for you, But because the outside source confirmed it, it's just, oh, okay, then I guess I'm not doing anything wrong, or I guess like this is normal, I guess this is like gonna be good for me, when in actuality, you know in your heart that you're not happy, you could be treated better, you could get exactly what you want, you're just afraid to go get it. You need to start trusting yourself. I hope that example like made sense. I'm kind of just like freestyling here and like rambling off my head, but I hope that made sense. Just start to really trust in yourself. If you're religious, spiritual, whatever it is, ask your guides, pray to God about it, sleep on it. And if you wake up the next day and you're like, no, like this is still something I want to do, want to pursue, then fucking do it. But yeah, trust your intuition. And you'll know if it's intuition or not when you just start to trust yourself a bit more. How not to get attached to a guy early on when things are going really well. Mine ghosted me. So I feel like in the early stages, it's exciting. You make somebody a part of your routine, whether that's like texting in the morning or saying goodnight or wanting to update them on your day. And we make them such a part of our routine, where I think women do that like initially or more naturally. Whereas guys, like, I have a sick ability to think like a man and like know how these men think, because a lot of them they'll breadcrumb in the beginning stages, and breadcrumbing is just like giving you like little crumbs, so you just take it and you're waiting around for your other crumb, and you know once it comes you're gonna fucking take it because you want any part of him. You want whatever part he can offer you or is offering you. You want it because you have this attachment to the chase, where guys actually like the chase. When we become too available for a man, you like, unfortunately, in their eyes sometimes, lose your value. That doesn't mean you are not worth. That doesn't mean you lost your value, but to a man and to guys, like they don't want something so easy. They don't want it. They want to work for something. And that's why I always say, make a motherfucker work for it as long as you can, because I promise you, they're always going to come back. They're always going to be there. They're always going to they're going to want to pursue you even more. And if they don't, and if they're like not willing to like really work for it, then fuck them. Like, fuck them. You like, there are billions of them out there. Okay, on to the next. Move on. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever. Like, doesn't matter. But going back to the breadcrumbing, I really believe that we need to just keep busy. Don't always give them so much of you in the beginning. Stay busy, stick to your routine. Keep your options open. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Obviously, every situation is different, but unless you guys have that true conversation of like, hey, we're exclusive to each other and that's it, then great. But until then, like, don't be afraid to go entertain somebody else. You have to. You absolutely have to, or else you're going to be sick when one day he's just gone. Because I guarantee these guys are doing, you know, they're out here just talking to whoever, whenever. So why not be doing the same? I never thought like this until life made me think like this, because life happens and you have to just keep your options open, babe. You have to. You can't be so available and willing for them, especially in the early stages. We need to make them work for it. And yeah, you're the fucking prize at the end of the day. So if he wants to just skirt and skedaddle and fucking ghost, let him, but you have to make sure you don't let him back in, or else he's going to just be like, okay, bet, like I can come and go as I please and she'll be fine. She's always going to take me back. Because I know, and I'm guilty of it in the past, I was that girl. I wanted any part he gave me, I wanted it. So like, I always took him back. And then where did that get me? It got me left. So don't be that girl. Stand on your shit, know your value, and yeah. And if he ghosted you, fuck him. Like I said, there's millions of other guys and you'll be fine. Okay, love you. Interesting. Okay, so been seeing a guy for a while, started really liking him, and now he's saying he doesn't want a title and just wants to have fun. He says he loves our personalities together. He always watches my stories and still wants me in his life, but I can't just be friends with a guy that I've already been intimate with. My feelings are definitely there. If you were me, would you unfollow him and lose contact? So if you're the type that you can't be cool with somebody even after you've been intimate with them, then that's your answer. You obviously want more out of this situation and he's unwilling to give that to you. So to save yourself and your heart and to protect your own feelings, I say to lose contact with him. Like I said earlier, like I'm a very out of sight, out of mind person where if I know I still have some sort of attachment to you, like I don't want to see you or your shit. Because any little thing might trigger me and that's just going to prolong like my own healing. So yeah, if I were you and if you're unable to be cool with somebody even after being intimate and having that type of conversation, then I feel it is necessary for you to clip them. Because you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. He chose what he wanted and he's doing what he feels he needs to do for himself. So you need to believe that. You need to believe him. And you're not a pick me. So, okay, bye. And then get into your healing process, because that does hurt when somebody just wakes up one day and they're like, hey, like I don't want to be with you to that capacity. I love our personalities together, but I'm just trying to have fun. You have to believe them. You can't be waiting around and hoping one day they're just going to like start to appreciate you because they're already not appreciating what's in front of them. So yeah, I say lose contacts and unfollow him and hide him from your stories, or don't. But yeah, I'd move on, babe. How do you overcome social anxiety in the gym, feeling like everybody's judging you? So I feel like I don't talk about that enough ever. Because although I'm in the gym all the time, I'm very in my head. And I don't know if that's because I have a platform and I'm not like popping like that. There's more popping people out there, but in my world and where I go on a day-to-day basis, for me, my anxiety sometimes stems from, damn, like I wonder who follows me in here or not. I wonder who like sees my shit on a daily basis and then sees me in person. It's like, damn, like I'm being perceived online and in real life. So like for me, that's sometimes where my anxiety comes from, just because I feel like so seen. And then I snap out of it because I'm just like, what the fuck ever. I really do try to be as real online as I am in person, you know, like I like what you see is what you get for me. So like a lot of times that's where like my anxiety might stem from, but then it is what it is. And then I remember like I don't really give a fuck what anybody has to say. Initially, sometimes I'm like, but then I just get over that quick. But as far as being judged in the gym, you're always going to have like some assholes in there. You're always going to have the gym bro warriors that want to act like they fucking know everything, and you kind of just got to let them have it. Everybody's in the gym for a reason. And we're all just trying to better ourselves in that space. So I wouldn't start off doing things that you're most comfortable with, that you're good at, that my stomach's growling, I'm so hungry, that works for you. And then if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Or if you're more comfortable, bring a friend with you, have partner workouts, or join a fitness class like at your gym. Like, those are actually so fun. I was never like a class girl. I used to run my own classes, and that was cool. And I never really took classes before until I started taking classes, and I realized like everybody wants to just encourage each other. Like, get into a cool environment. If your gym is full of those like meatheads that I personally avoid, then I wouldn't, like, I don't know, maybe check out a different gym. But I say, like, go with the friends, bring a partner, keep your headphones in, just stay in your own little world, and that's that. I promise you, we're all probably thinking the same thing, and we're all probably stressing out. Maybe not all, but you're not alone when it comes to feeling judged or anything, especially in the gym. I get like that too. But like I said, grab a partner, join a class, get with like a trainer. That's always so helpful. You have somebody to help you through things. And yeah, like, don't overthink it though, but get to work, lock in, and you're going to be great. Don't stress. Okay, my lovies. TST week 1 is complete. I love you guys. You're the best. Tune in next Tuesday on Instagram, and we're going to be obviously back on Instagram, so don't stress. We're always going to stay on the gram for TST, but I wanted to do like more long, in-depth talks for the YouTube. So that's what this is going to be moving forward. And I also have that email, so be sure to write in any super long submissions that you might want to have heard, if you have stories, or if you have any real advice that you are looking for. Email me. If not, I'm gonna just keep some stuff from TST on Tuesdays, and we can get into it here. But I love you guys. Thanks so much for your support always. This is going to be a learning process. But like anything else that I do, I'm going to take you guys along the way. And yeah. Wait, do we get Dice? Where's Dice? Dicey, come here, baby. Yes. Okay, sit. Look, we're going to see everybody next week. Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Mwah. Bye, guys.